Dear Diary, still living the dream at Banbridge Town, with things going so well, I have earned a 2-year contract extension. Whether we are here for that whole time remains to be seen though. We are unbeaten since that loss against Glenavon, including a come from behind win against Newry City a few days ago that words can't do justice. We are also through the quarters of the League Cup and are taking on Crusaders from the Premiership. With that in mind, me and the boys did some team bonding, going on a Game of Thrones tour. Winter is coming after all, let's crusade on. Until next time. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 13 of FMOE here on Shaun Does FM with Banbridge Town. I hope you are doing well and coming up today. As mentioned in the diary intro, we take on Premiership opposition yet again. This time it is Crusaders in the quarterfinals of the League Cup here in Northern Ireland. So if you are looking forward to today's episode, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying this series here on the channel, also remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. But as mentioned in the intro, our form off the back of the last time that we did take on Premiership opposition in yesterday's episode, which was Glenavon. If you missed that one, I'll leave a link to it in the top right corner. It has been pretty good, to be fair to us. We did draw away against Portadown. That's one of the teams who did get relegated from the Premiership last season, so not too disappointing of a result there, especially after going behind 3 times. And off the back of that, we did pick up wins twice against the Ballyclare Comrades, including in the third round of this competition. Also, we beat Newington Youth at home by 3-1, and then an insane game against Newry City, which I think we need to show you guys the highlights of. We go off to an absolutely dreadful start in this game. Around 8 minutes into it, there's a throw-in for Newry City. They put a ball far post there. No idea what Hunter's doing. Not quite jumping for that one. Maguire gets beaten in the air, and Newry City do grab an early 1-0 lead. And then about 15 minutes later, Ford there sneaks that around Hunter in goal. So a bit of a rough start for him. And they did grab a 2-0 lead. Thankfully, a few minutes before half-time, we did grab a goal back. A bit of a misjudgment this time by the defence of Newry City, and McDowell is able to make the most of that. And then about 15 minutes into the second half, Conway makes his way into the box, plays a nice ball into the mixer, and Stephen McKevitt puts that one away to get us back all square at 2-2. And then with 20 minutes to go, we hit the lead for the first time in this game. Rob puts the ball there in for McDowell, and he grabs his second goal of the game. And then only a few minutes off the back of that one, it did look like we had wrapped up a very good comeback win, with McKevitt also grabbing a double with 10 minutes left. They did grab a goal not too long off the back of that though, with not long left in the game, I should say, just to make things a little bit interesting. McGovern there squares that one for Wilson, who was onside, puts that one away, but thankfully we hold on for a come from behind 4-3 win there against Newry City. So we have now played those guys twice this season in the league and picked up 2 wins against them, which is very good, of course, because they also came down from the Premiership last season, and what that does mean for the league table off the back of that good run of form. Since you were last here, we are still on top, still joint with Lochgall, and they do still have a game in hand as well. But as you can see now, it's a massive gap back to the likes of Portadown, Dergview, and the Ballyclare Comrades as well. So even though we are just over a third of the way through the season, it does look like us and Lochgall in a strong position to be fighting it out, hopefully, for a promotion spot up to the Premiership next season. But as mentioned, we are taking on Crusaders in today's episode in the quarterfinals of the Northern Irish League Cup. They, of course, are a professional team from the Premiership, currently find themselves 5th, not too far outside of a European qualifying spot. They're a team we have got players in on loan from in the past, most notably Lummy Conway, who is these days a permanent member of the roster here at Banbridge Town. He did come from them on loan last season, a really good season, and off the back of that we did pick him up on a free transfer. And also they have quite a few decent youth prospects who we have called upon to add to that this season as well, albeit not too many, because those players cannot play against them here being cup tied against their parent club, but certainly a good club here in Northern Ireland. It'll be interesting to see how we do get on against these guys so far. We have just struggled to get the job done against Premiership opposition, and at the moment it does look like we are going to be in the hunt to go up to that division next season. So it would be nice if we can maybe start to upset some of these teams in these cup competitions when we do get the chance. With that in mind, in terms of our squad going into this one, Crusaders are going to roll out with a 4-2-3-1 by the looks of it, but we pretty much have our first choice 11 ready for this game. In fact, we do. We're going to have to make one change there on the bench because Bradley Maguire, our backup right midfielder, is from Crusaders. So because of that, I think McElbray will come onto the bench for him, but that really is our only change to our squad for this game. Otherwise, we are at full strength. Will be interesting to see what these guys can do in this cup competition off the back of some good recent league form, and we'll come back shortly and get into the action in this quarter-final of the League Cup from Crystal Park, taking on Crusaders. And in fact, we have a highlight here immediately from the kickoffs, getting straight into the action today. Obviously, top half, there is a kick clash. We are the team in the white shorts as far as I can tell, because so far, cannot recognise any of these names who have been in possession. Indeed, Conway there does come up with an interception against his former club. So we are definitely the team in the white shorts and the socks. Nice ball there to McCavitt. Just outside the box, plays that one back in for Conway. Squares that one for Jay McDowell. And the young 17-year-old striker on loan from Linfield continues a great start to the season here with Banbridge Town. And we go up nice and early here in the quarterfinals of this League Cup. This will be a pretty nice win because there's not many Premiership teams left in this competition, and we get off to an absolute flyer there through McDowell, 1-0 up after only 37 seconds. And just shy of the 10-minute mark, we have another highlight here. It's a free kick which we put far post for OG Gallagher, but unfortunately he puts that one wide. Still 1-0 Banbridge Town. And we go up to the half-hour mark for our next highlight. We try and clear that one away, but Crusaders are there to tidy things up at the back. Since we did get that early opener, this game has evened up stats-wise. So it'll be interesting to see how this does play out for the rest of the 90 minutes. And you can see Chris Cowan there is on an injury, which we might have to deal with shortly. And unfortunately, we probably are going to do that off the back of a Crusaders ball. It's a nice ball over the top, and McMurray absolutely thumps that one into the bottom right corner. Burns here is on the ball. Nice loop ball over the top of McMurray. Too much pace there for our defence. It's a good finish, and Crusaders do grab an equaliser here at the half-hour mark, and as mentioned, might be the time here to take off Chris Cowan with that little injury, which could prove a problem. Shay Conway will come on for him off the back of that equaliser. And just shy of half-time, we are back down the other end here for a throw. We put this ball in the mixer for McCavitt. It's a decent effort. It probably would have found its way into the back of the net if not for a good block there by one of the Crusaders defenders. Now Conway is going to put this ball into the mixer from the subsequent corner, but unfortunately, Crusaders do head that one away. Heatley here tries to get something going for them on the counter-attack, but thankfully, some good work there from one of our players to stop that. And we are going to go into the sheds here, locked up at 1-1 at Crystal Park. If we have more shots on target, we might actually have the lead in this one, but a very good start there with that goal through McDowell. From there, we did concede right on the half-hour mark, but not going too badly in this one so far. Yet to pick up a yellow card, which is quite good for us, and hopefully we can keep this up in the second half. While we are here, though, there are a few players who are struggling a little bit rating-wise. Peter Maguire, James Bleakley can come on for him, another loney centre-back who's been doing all right recently in friendlies for the backup team, and also Bobby Higgins not going that well. The club captain, Lewis Tosh, can come on for him, and hopefully we can take the lead again in the second half and make our way through to the semi-finals of the League Cup. And only a few minutes into the second half, it is Crusaders here who are on the attack. McCoon tries to play a ball into the mixer there, but thankfully Hunter is there to claim that. He will pump this one deep, and McDowell is going to potentially make the most there of an error from Robinson, but unfortunately this time the goalkeeper does come up with a big save. That was a massive chance for us to grab the lead early on in a half. Yet again, we'll see if anything comes from the subsequent corner. Unfortunately, it doesn't, and Heatley will try and get something going here for Crusaders on the counter-attack. Doesn't that time, but very shortly off the back of that previous highlight, they are back down our end. Thankfully, we deal with that initial danger and might even get a chance here to try and play out from the back. OG Gallagher plays that one over to Tosh. We are taking our time here on the ball. Snodden tries to play a ball over the top, but Conway can't link up with that, being quite a short guy. So Crusaders do get the ball back here, play it back to McArdle, and Heatley is in behind here, makes his way right on the edge of the box, starts to cut inside, but thankfully, good save that time from Hunter in goal for us, and it's still locked up a few minutes into the second half, albeit not too long off the back of that. It's a block from Conway, which will lead to a Crusaders corner. We did try and praise the players just to try and stop that highlight. It didn't work initially, but that time it does, and 1-1 10 minutes into the second half. But we do have another highlight here just as I was about to wrap things up. Some good work there from Rob, but then Mitchell gets him back, and Crusaders are back in possession. It looks like they're staying off the second half with a little bit of intent off the back of a slow start in the first half, albeit we had a very good chance yet again through McDowell, but this time the goalkeeper did make a good save. Snodden tries to play a ball over the top there for the goal scorer, but it is cut out, but we do get it back, and now McDermott tries to put one in behind, but nobody home for us, and it's a bit of a mix-up there at the back, and McMurray is back on the ball. Our defence just can't keep up with him, and Crusaders do grab the lead here at Crystal Park. 10 minutes into the second half, McMurray with a goal, and McComb with the assist. Yet again, it is twice now. Those two have linked up. Unfortunately, Bleakley there does not get the ball, and our defence off the back of that just a little bit, caught at 6s and 7s, and we go 2-1 down early in the second half. And a few minutes off the back of that goal, which put Crusaders in the lead, we're going to make some substitutions here. Both players on our right-hand side are struggling, so we are going to bring on McCobley for Rob and also Brown for McDermott. Those are our last substitutions. We are a goal down with a half hour left. And just coming up towards the last 20 minutes of this game, it is a free kick there for Crusaders, but thankfully Lewis Tosh is going to be there to tidy things up. Actually, plays a nice ball over there for McDermott. Robinson with a foul, and this could be our opening in this game to put the foot down. It's a second yellow card. He gets a red. Before we can make any changes, if we were going to do any, there is another highlight that has started though, so hopefully we get on the front foot off the back of that big moment, potentially in this one, a red card to one of the Crusaders players. Will this be the first time we can pick up a win against top tier opposition here in Northern Ireland? Fought that ball over the top looking for McElbray. Might just link up, but unfortunately it doesn't. Thankfully, Snodden can tidy up that ball over the top from Crusaders. There's a little bit of aerial ping pong in this game off the back of that red card. We might actually tell the guys to do some shorter passing because it might suit now that we do have the extra man, and that is an awful time to concede for us. And McMurray has grabbed a hat-trick, I believe, there for Crusaders. Hunter, some pretty average work in goal from him there. Ferris, from a very tight angle, is able to get a shot off, but for some reason Hunter just sprays that right into the path of the Crusaders striker, and with 20 minutes left, they have a 3-1 lead despite being down to 10 men. And not too long off the back of that third goal for Crusaders, they are down the other end again here for a free kick, and they just put that one wide. So despite the fact they are down to 10 men, they are still on top of us here with just over 10 minutes left. We need a couple of goals to take this one to extra time. And we are inside the last few minutes of this one, and unfortunately, despite the fact that we have changed up a few player roles, going more attacking with them being down to 10 men, it looks like yet again we are going to suffer defeat here against a Premiership team, and this time it's a little bit more disappointing as Crusaders were down to 10 men for those last 10 minutes. That goal right off the back of that red card, very frustrating, but in the end we didn't quite back up our good start in that one. A very early goal to McDowell, but from the Crusaders did take control of the game. McMurray with a hat-trick, and unfortunately yet again we suffer defeat there to a Premiership team. So if we do get promoted here at Banbridge Town to that top division, we probably get a bigger wage budget anyway to improve the team, but it certainly is needed because so far we are yet to really challenge a top tier team in this save, which is not unexpected, but is something to consider when we are quite far clear of the teams behind us on that championship table at the moment, but unfortunately we get knocked out in the quarterfinals of the League Cup, suffering a 3-1 defeat to Crusaders. So unfortunately another defeat there to a Premiership team, as I said, this time probably a little bit more disappointing with Crusaders being down to 10 men, albeit we do get £1,000 for making our way through to the quarterfinals of that League Cup. Also Chris Cowan, that injury that he went off for was a bruised knee. He should be back in time, hopefully, for our next league game, which is at home against Ana United. That is the team that we did draw against on the opening day of this season, but that does mean that for the next little bit anyway, we can focus a little bit more on the league, albeit as I say that, we do actually have the 4th round of Irish Cup qualifying coming up at the start of December against Newry City. If it's anything like the previous game that we played against those guys, that could be quite an entertaining affair. So that might be one of the games that we do come back for in the next episode. We'll try and keep it to 1 episode per month, but the other one that does catch the eye is right at the end of December, as we take on the team currently joint on points with us in the league in Lockdale. That could be a big game if we do still have a big gap on the rest of the league here in the championship. And before we do wrap things up for today's episode and for this week of FMOE, we'll also go over and have a little bit of a look at the job centre, just to update you guys on what jobs are currently available in this save, in case you were wondering. To be honest, nothing there that really does take my fancy that we probably have a chance at getting. It's pretty much a sideways step to take over Lufin in Wales, and even then they are doing a lot worse than we are here at Banbridge Town. In fact, all of these teams on this list are struggling a little bit, it does look like, so nothing that overly takes our fancy here. It might be a case of seeing how we do get on at Banbridge Town for the rest of this season, and then evaluate things as we do go into next season, especially if we are in the Premiership, and if we can't improve our squad too much, that might be a good time to potentially jump off ship here at Banbridge Town, because as you've seen in these cup games so far in this save against the Premiership teams, it does look like it might be a little bit of a struggle once we do get up to the top tier here in Northern Ireland. But that will do it for today's episode. Unfortunately, another cup defeat there to a Premiership team, but we are still up near the top of the championship here in Northern Ireland. If you did enjoy today's episode, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series here on the channel, also remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. As I said, we'll come back at the start of next week for a game in December. It might be early on against Newry City. It might also be late on against Lockgall. It might actually be Lockgall, seeing as I do have the weekend to play that decent amount of fixtures that we do have in between now and then. It does look like a more interesting game as well, potentially. So I think that might be the game that we do come back for to end things here in 2023 in game anyway. And until then, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.